I was thinking about that line, and there's a line in our town when somebody turns to the stage manager and says, you know, does anybody live life every minute and know what's happening? And I think he says, saints and poets maybe, they do some, but is that, you strike me as somebody like your character who wants to be able to really live life.
I do, yeah. I'm certainly much more, I'm her at the end of the movie, I think. Yeah, I do everything I want to do or need to do, or I say everything that's on my mind. I kind of live that way, and I believe in living that way.
I mean, were you ever in a situation that you have to go through a stage where you were worried about what people were thinking of you?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I still have that. You know, I still don't understand criticisms from people. I don't understand when anybody criticizes anybody or judges anybody. You know, and if it's against me or anybody, it just makes me feel. I hate it when I see people being overly critical of other people, because I know that tends to close people up, and it makes me real sad for them and uncomfortable when I see that happening. I wish everybody could just try things and be free and do what they want to do, and be really free of the boundaries that society puts on us, or what's expected or what's approved or what's appropriate. And so yeah, I have so because of that, I make a point not to pay attention to it.
But then, I mean, when people live that way, then they risk the criticism of, boy, she's way out there, she's wacky.
Well, they do if your instincts are, I mean, my instincts have led me to do lots of things, not really bad, you know. I've really, I think if you're at heart a pretty decent person, and you're not coming from a place of wanting to, you know, hurt other people, or from a greed, but you just want to be who you are. And if you're a pretty decent person, then those instincts ended up leading me to you know, being married with kids, wanting more kids, and wanting to travel the world and work with the United Nations, and you know, that's what it's led me to. That's what my craziness has led me to wanting to understand life in a bigger way, and be maybe bold or crazy enough to be in the situations that allow me to get to know people better and life better, and so it's okay.
Did you, I mean, is there an instance of something that you did that just flowed from you naturally, and you were suddenly taken by surprise and someone said, that's crazy?
Well, that happens to me all the time. That happens to me all the time. I mean, I've read a lot of things about me that are crazy that I don't understand why they're considered crazy at all. I mean, I still just don't. And I kind of assume people don't really think they're crazy either. I think, well, that's just that report, just because people can't really believe that that's, you know.
Crazy.
That's crazy. No, of course not. And I also know where it's all coming from, and it's not, you know, I live pretty honestly, so people interpret things and they can say certain, if everybody, I think everybody deep down is not so boring. Everybody, we're all a bit wild and free. We all want to, you know, get nuts and free and happy. And if everybody knew everything about all of us, I'm sure they'd all be saying we're crazy.
Yeah, I'd say. when you, for instance, what's an example of something that you read that was interpreted as crazy, just this flowed from you naturally? You know, you read it and you said, what's going on there?
I mean, honestly, there are really so many things, but I mean, they're real. It's really difficult because there are really extreme things that I think, you know, times I've gone through certain things with violence or things in my life, or knives, or certain things that to me were me expressing something that maybe was something I was going through, that was something about growing up, something about needing to feel things that were real, something about just having a certain pain, something about expressing a certain need. You know, that was obviously a very real thing, and something that you talk about because you talk about and you're growing and you're learning, and it's an honest thing, and it's coming from a certain place, and then it's interpreted as this kooky, wild, sexy thing that's irresponsible and kind of a trademark, and you think, but what are you, I was expressing something that's maybe a problem that I'm trying to learn about and share with people, and somehow it's become silly. So it's very strange how, you know, or just even funny things Billy and I buy in the house that somehow are interpreted as so wild, and they're just like, well, don't we all have funny things in our house? You know, it's just.
Well, something that everything I've read about you and Billy suggests that you've really found your soulmate.
Yeah, he's my best friend. Yeah, I'm crazy about him.
Did that surprise you?
Yeah. I mean, I really did walk smack into an elevator when I met him. We were in an elevator, and I walked out and walked right into the door of the elevator, and I just didn't know. Yeah, but I was more just surprised that I met another person in this world who believed the same things I did, who treated people the same way. I'd see him on set, and he was just so great with people, so nice, appreciated everybody, really cool person, really honest, really funny, and yet really deeply thinking about things that really mattered. And I was more just surprised that I'd found somebody who could be exactly what I thought was wonderful about a person, and I was so surprised by that. That we'd ever get married, I never really considered.
I'm surprised he didn't get nominated, by the way. Thanks.
Thank you.